All right, we are back for the post game here on the Tip It Maple Leafs podcast. The Leafs defeat the Montreal Canadiens 5-1. That's right, you heard me correctly. 5-1.
All fired up now.
The Habs woke the bear, and the bear ain't happy.
No.
It was win it for JT, and boy, did they win it for JT. And we'll get into this, but I just want to say off the top, 2 power play goals.
Holy hell. Wasn't looking that way to start, but 0 for 2 initially. But yes, ended up going 2 for 5 on the power play. The drought is over. We will get to this later. Finally, a guy on the point that can rip the puck. Hello, Rasmus Sandin. Nice goal.
Yeah, and we'll get into the whole goaltender interference coaches challenge.
Oh, yeah, crazy.
That took way too long.
Oh, pure, what's his fucking name? Bergeron? He was losing his fucking mind out there. I thought his mullet was going to be going crazy. His COVID hair is...
Would you say that's a mullet?
Well, I don't know.
It's like
is
it's
it
like really long. He just combs it back.
So you think that that's his on-purpose hairstyle, nothing to do with COVID?
No, I think he's like, I want to grow my hair long and slick it back.
Can you get your hair cut in Quebec right now?
I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither. But like, so you think that's just his go-to look?
That's his go-to look. But
yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Let's get into the game recap. So this game starts. They didn't come out flying.
No, they didn't.
It was pretty tight.
Although off the opening draw, they've got Mitchie on the bench and they've got Hyman out there with Matthews and Wayne Simmons to start the game.
Yeah, what was that about?
Okay, well, I think it was I think someone made reference to this. I think it was about Sheldon wanted to make sure that they started on time. Hyman's going to go out there and hit somebody, but you know for sure Simmons is going to be like, okay, boys, here we go. Just for the first shift, you didn't see him back there. So, yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, just get her going a little bit.
Yeah, get her going.
I felt the game was a little tight at the beginning.
Oh, tight. Big time tight.
Super tight.
Yeah,
nervous. Both teams were kind of like, the shots on goal were dead even, and it was kind of back and forth. Not a ton of great scoring chances, but I didn't feel comfortable. I was like, oh God, if we keep playing like this, they're gonna blow it.
And then you're right. I felt the same way. And then here we go. The Habs score first again. Kotkaniemi. I don't think he was in the lineup in game 1, right? But they put him in tonight.
Yeah. What's his name?
Kotkaniemi?
And Yemi what?
I don't fucking know. Whatever. Kotkaniemi. Kotkaniemi. Anyway, listen. Here's
actually how it's pronounced. Good job.
He scores first. He scores the first goal of the game. Habs go up 1-0 about halfway through the first period. Campbell on that goal made 2 huge saves, and it happened to be Hall and Muzzin on the ice with Foligno and Nylander and Galchenyuk. Some sloppy, okay, look, like that was their first game together, those 3 forwards, right? So Nylander kind of missed his man. Foligno, like they weren't sure who was going to be up high, who should be down low. Just there was some man-on-man coverage that was missed on that goal. Campbell made 2 really good saves, and then he couldn't make the third one. So I don't fault Jack on that opening goal whatsoever.
I think he made 3 saves.
Well, maybe he did, But
yeah, it wasn't Campbell's fault. He made the initial save. He caught a few rebounds, and then between Hall, Nylander, and I forget who the other player was, they kind of messed up and left Kotkaniemi.
I don't think Galchenyuk kind of went up high when he maybe should have been down low, but they were mixed. Like they were
right. Galchenyuk. The 3 of them kind of miscommunicated.
Miscommunication, big time. So anyway, the Habs score early, and it's like okay,
not looking good.
No, not good. Like, and then as soon as they score, right, like Sportsnet is all over, or Hockey Night in Canada is all over. Like, oh, the Habs record when they score first, and this and that. I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyway, so and then Kotkaniemi, this little motherfucker, he does the 4 horsemen signal, 4 fingers like up in the air, like I'm like, what is that? What the fuck is this 4 fingers in the air bullshit?
It's his 4th playoff goal.
No, I don't think that's what it was. They explained later, or what they said on Hockey Night in Canada was that, did you not hear what they said about it?
No.
They said that he was motioning up to the press box because he was a scratch in game 1 to the other 4 guys sitting in the press box. Like, I'm your boy, Blue. I got you. Like, that's what they said. Anyway, whatever. I thought it was
the 4 horsemen in the press box.
I didn't catch that initially. I'm like, what's this guy doing? The 4 fingers in the air.
I thought he was like, we're gonna sweep him.
That's what I'm like. What the fuck is this? Like, it's like, what is he doing the 4-finger salute for here? Like, is it his 4th playoff goal? Is it that he thinks they're going to take them 4 straight? Is he mocking the media for all picking the Leafs a lot, like 4 straight and shit like that? Anyway, they said they thought it was because there was 4 guys in the press box that he was sitting with in game 1. Anyway, whatever. I still didn't like the 4-finger salute. I got a 1-finger salute for you, cock and yammy.
The thumbs up.
No, it ain't that finger.
Oh, okay. Well, then the game started to turn a little bit because, and I love this play. The puck gets loose in Montreal zone. There's 2 Leafs going for it. It's heading right for Wayne Simmons.
Okay, but before that happened, there was a significant play in the corner that led to that puck getting loose. Bogosian pinches, gets caught down low in the corner in a puck battle, wins it, gets the puck out front, and then you take it from there. So Bogosian like made that happen.
That's right.
And then take it from
He made it happen. But did you not love that the puck was heading to Wayne Simmons?
Dude, it was a half of how many,
like 6 inches to Wayne
6
Simmons.
inches. Yeah.
Jason Spezza grabs it, rips it home. And I think Wayne Simmons is like, that's cool.
That's cool. Spezza, Hockey Night in Canada did a replay later on in the game. Spezza had been on the ice for 6 seconds. He got off the bench, went right to the front of the net, and the puck was going to Simmons' stick. Spezza said, nope, and just fucking took it and ripped it.
So the Leafs tie at 1-1. We're back in this game. Then, first period ends.
Well, what do you think at the end of the first there? We're getting towards the end where Spezza kind of goes not quite knee on knee, but close with Corey Perry.
Yeah, I didn't know if you're going to bring this up or not. I feel like
not intentional, but just interesting nonetheless.
I said this when it happened. I was like, if
Perry didn't like it.
No, well, Perry. Well, I don't care if Perry likes it.
Did you not see Perry looking back like? What was
I
that?
don't care. Perry doesn't get a pass.
No, I know.
The rest of the series.
I just thought it was interesting.
If it had been anybody other than Jason Spezza, it probably was a penalty, but I feel like the ref saw it and was like, oh, it's Spezza. It's an accident. Like if that was Wayne Simmons, they'd be like, you were trying to take his knee out.
I agree with that. But the Habs get 1 power play in the first period. Leafs kill it off. Their only power play of the night. We'll get more into the Leafs power play situation later, but the Habs' only power play came in the first period. Leafs killed it.
Yeah, and I know a lot of Montreal fans are going to complain that it was biased.
Sure, of course.
As we get to the second period, the Leafs put it into overdrive.
So it's 1-1 after the first.
It's 1-1 after the first. We go into the second. The Leafs come out. This is a different team in the second and third period.
Oh, man.
And the reason that Montreal didn't get a lot of penalties, they could not touch the puck.
Didn't get a lot of penalties, or you mean they took a lot of penalties? They didn't get any power plays.
That's what I mean. The reason they didn't get a lot of power plays is you got to have the puck to get a power play.
Dude, the Leafs were on the power play in the second period for 8 minutes, almost half of the fucking period.
Well, 2 of those were their coach's fault for calling the coach's challenge. We'll get to that when we get there. But anyway,
Mustache
pops in a rebound. Nice little goal.
Justin Hall, he's going down the ice. I think Hall, I'm not sure who got the puck up.
Hall did this on purpose, too.
Actually, you know what? I wrote this down. There were some hard puck battles in the Leafs' own zone. There was 2 guys that were in a puck battle. I don't know if Muzzin was on the ice or if they had changed and Brody was on the ice. There was a couple puck battles that were won by Leafs in the zone to get the puck out to Hall, and then Hall rips it low on Price. Looking for, like you said, on purpose, like knowing he's not going to score, looking for a rebound, and it went right on fucking Mustache fucking stick. Buries the rebound for his first of the playoffs, and it's 2-1 Leafs, and Mustache was loving it.
He was
loving it.
Smiling. The mustache was ear to ear. Ear to ear. Loved it.
It was great.
For the first time in the 2021 playoffs, the Leafs had a lead.
Yeah, 2-1, feeling better, starting to feel a little better.
And what happens when the Leafs have a lead? Oh, all of a sudden Montreal can't just clog up the neutral zone. If they want to win the game, they've got to skate. They've got to try and play hockey.
You started seeing like back and end to end. You start after that 2-1 goal, after Leafs going up 2-1, you started seeing end-to-end rushes.
You want to play that game? Toronto can play that game.
Yeah,
let's go
with that game. And look how it fucking look at the result.
Exactly. That's why getting the lead is so important. You get a couple goals on Montreal and make them chase you, it's game over. You give them a couple goals, they will clog that neutral zone and shut it down like the 95 Devils.
100%. So before we get to the 3-1 goal, I just want to say this. Now, okay. Now here we are halfway through the second, and it's just a fucking like nonstop fucking bombarding Leafs fucking power play after power play after power play after power play. Okay. So, but here we go. The first one out, like because of their struggles in game one and just the regular season and just the struggles for the last 2 months, I'm thinking, do we see a different look here? Maybe. No, we don't. Joe Thornton, again, on the power play. Now, I'm sorry. They ended up scoring, not on their first two. They did get 2 tonight on the power play, but the first 2 power plays they got, they did not score. And I don't know if you're watching this thinking, what are they doing? Going back to Joe here. Cause I am, I'm sitting here watching that thinking, what are they doing, man? Like how many guys are sitting on that bench? Spezza looks like he might be having himself a night. And you got fucking Joe out there. Like I know first unit, second unit, this and this, but are you not losing your mind thinking they can't bury it on the power play, but they're still going with Joe? Is that the right call?
Yeah, I'm thinking you got to try something else.
Jesus, man.
Like you have to try something else. And how many times were you yelling to shoot the damn puck?
Oh, fuck.
Like one too many passes all the time. And how did they end up scoring their first power play goal in 17 years?
Yeah, no fucking doubt. Shot from the point, Cuthbert made a point just before. And I just want to let me just stop for a second here. I just want to say how refreshing it is to have some Leafs fucking playoff games called by like other people other than, I'm not going to mention his name. You know who I'm talking about because I usually can't say his name properly. If you want to say it, you can. But I'm so
Jim Houston.
Yeah, Houston. Houston, we got a problem. But it's just so refreshing to hear playoff games called by just Cuthbert. He's just so good. He's better. To me, he's better. Not just because it's the Leafs and I'm a Leafs fan. I just think he's a better broadcaster. That's my personal opinion. I just like Cuthbert better. I think he does a better job. He's better. He adds more life to it.
Except he always calls a tip a redirection.
That is a problem. That is the one.
If he were to just say the word tip, he might be the greatest broadcaster in the history of the world.
Fair enough. I'll give him a pat. Yeah, that is
always true. Oh, the Leafs go for a redirection. No.
That is true. I'll give him a pass on that though, because we know what's up. I don't know where Houston is at on that. Houston. Does he call? Like I haven't heard him in a while. I don't know if he calls.
Maybe he's doing like he calls it tip sometimes. But nobody calls it a tip more than Gord Miller.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Unfortunately, we don't get to see TSN in the playoffs. But anyway, before we get to the power play where they scored, they had 2 power plays where they didn't score. And it was still the same look. Thornton was out there, Sandin, Matthews, Marner, and I think it was, who was the other guy? Simmons? No. Hyman. And so they failed to score on their first 2 attempts. Some decent looks, whatever, but failed to score. But they put the same guys out there as their top unit both times. I think the second unit was Riley with Spezza, Kerfoot, Simmons, and Foligno, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know?
But basically, the number 1 unit plays like 90 seconds.
Yeah, actually, I think they kept Matthew on both units. Tonight I saw that look a lot. But anyway,
yeah, Matthews played a lot.
Just the only thing I'll say to wrap up my thoughts on the first 2 failed power play attempts in the second period was Mitch Marner had a wide open net on the backhand, and he could have just tossed it in backhand, no problem. He decides to make an extra move and an extra deke and he hung on to it too long, and they failed to score. Do you know what play I'm talking about?
I know exactly what play you're talking about. I was watching this game with my brother in the backyard on a TV, and he made a great point. We've had him on the podcast before, Double D. He made a great point.
Shout out Double D.
He made a great point watching that. He's like, playoff Marner is so indecisive. He holds on to the puck too long. He can't make up his mind. It's like
he's thinking too much.
He's overthinking, and he did that on that play. That was an open net where you just bury it, but he holds on for just a couple extra seconds, and play's gone. It's dead. And he was kind of doing that all night.
Yeah. I didn't think Mitch was great, to be honest. But
before we get to the power play goal, Matthews on the power play doing this new, I'm going to one-time it, but no, I'm going to slide it along the ice. Did you see this? He was like,
so who did he slide it to?
He was like trying to either score
like the cross crease shit, or like,
no, like he was like one-timing it, but slowing it down and trying to keep it along the ice to either go under the goalie's pads or cause a scramble in front instead of wiring it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that. I'd like him to just, when you find the right knob to grab onto, you let it rip.
Yeah, I hear that, man. But like, I think he must have been thinking like, well, fuck, nothing we're doing is working, so why not try?
I think he was trying to score a scramble in front of the net. So anyway, they get to the third power play.
Yeah, in like 3 power plays in a row. What is going on? I'm watching this thinking. No. Go ahead.
No. You texted me after, but so we get to the third power play. I'm thinking, okay, they've got to score on this because, like, you're thinking Montreal's getting the next 1 or 2 power plays.
I'm like right here. I'm like, this is gonna cost them this game again. This is gonna cost them this.
If they don't score, Montreal's gonna get a couple power plays and they're gonna score. Anyway, finally, for the first time in forever, the defenseman's like, you know what? I'm just gonna skate 4 feet forward and rip it.
And what a shot it was.
Sandin goes in.
Great shot.
Rips it. And then
blew it past him.
Blew it past Carey Price. Great goal. Sandin loved his celebration. Loved the kid.
But before we get to the goalie interference thing in a second, or the non-goalie interference thing, whatever, but like literally Cuthbert and whatever, they were all talking about how like there's no threat from the point on the Leafs power play. Anybody who's back there is reluctant to shoot it. So the Habs aren't covering it because they know whoever's up top isn't going to fucking shoot it. And we've had this conversation several times. No threat from the point. No threat from the point. So isn't it nice to fucking see a guy be like, yeah, okay, I'll give her a rip here. I'm not going to look for Matthews this time. I'm not going to look for Mitch. I'm just going to rip it. I'm just going to rip it.
Normally when a team is killing a penalty, they either do a diamond or a box. And it's basically either, a box where you're trying to cut off the passing lanes, or
like the Leafs have a nice tight box. We've talked about this.
Great tight box, but Montreal was playing something a little different. So when you usually do a diamond when there's a guy like Shea Weber at the point who's going to rocket it, sure. And you do a box when there may be a point shot, but more like an Ovechkin or Matthews at the side. Montreal was doing almost like, I don't even know what it was, but basically just everybody head to Matthews because he's the guy that's going to shoot it.
Of course.
And it was taken away. And so Sandin, if you watch that replay, he had so much space because just like they said,
not a threat.
They didn't think he was going to shoot it.
Yep.
Hey, he's not going to shoot it. Don't even fucking worry about him. Mm-hmm. Buries it. And then for the first time in NHL history, coach's challenge is called because Joe Thornton hit Carey Price's pee-pee with his stick.
After the puck was already in the net.
Puck was in the net. Thornton just kind of like moved his stick, like trying to tip it because he's a great man.
Yes.
Honestly, he hit Carey Price in the crotch.
This was insane to me. This was insane that
Was it insane that they called the coach's challenge, or was it insane we had to wait 5 minutes?
Both, because usually, and I think the announcers made this point on the broadcast, that usually if there's a goalie interference, like maybe goalie interference, or it could have been, usually the goalie who's affected reacts immediately. Price was just like, it's because in. That was in. It
if you watch it, we've seen that goal a million times. A guy in front of the net.
Price did not make any intention to the referee like I was interfered with. But Mr. fucking gray-haired mullet up top there, the Habs fucking, what's his name?
It's not a mullet. It's not a mullet.
Well, it's just
Bergeron.
It's just a beautiful flow.
Bergeron. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's just a beautiful. Okay, so beautiful flow up Bergeron up in the Habs booth there. He's like pointing at the TV, like losing his mind, like, oh, I think you got a stick on Carey's pad or blah blah blah.
Then flip to the Leafs press box or the Leafs GM box, and Kyle Dubas is losing, like
shaking his head.
You can't see his mouth because of the mask, but you know how the mask moves when you talk? It was moving like a mile a minute because he's just like, what the fuck is you fucking mother? He's just going off on it.
Yeah. So look,
worst coach's challenge.
Well, here's the dumb thing about it is like the Leafs finally just scored on the power play. They want to challenge it, which would have put it back to 2-1. But anybody who looked at it was like, that's like a good goal.
Yeah. Even if you're a Montreal fan, like if I was a Montreal fan, I would have looked at that and been like,
okay,
that's a goal.
If the challenge would have worked, it would have put the game back to 2-1. They are up 3-1 now, Toronto, at this point. Doing the challenge, knowing it's going to fail, you're putting the Leafs right back to on the power play where they finally just fucking broke through on the power play. Like, it ultimately didn't cost them, but the Habs did lose the coach's challenge, and the Leafs went back to the power play. Their fourth power play of the period did not score on. They failed to score on their fourth straight power play, but the Leafs lead 3-1.
It was a weird power play. Because of the layoff, not the layoff, but like the length of the coach's challenge, and then
huge delay.
It's like it threw a wrench into the flow of the game.
Did you hear what they said about the delay at the end of the game?
No, why did it take so long?
Okay, apparently there was also a situation going on in the Minnesota game at the exact same time. So they were looking at something else at the exact same time this call came in from Toronto, from the Leafs game. So apparently that's why the league was looking at two situations at the same time. Apparently that's why it took so long, because I'm like, I've seen much worse goalie interference calls that get like, you know, the go ahead or called back a lot quicker than that. This was like a 5-minute fucking thing on a play that was like, what are we even looking at here? But apparently something was going on in the Minnesota game. That's why it took so long. Anyway, Leafs lead 3-1 after 2, third period.
We go to the third period. Guess what happens? Leafs come out buzzing again.
Another power play.
They get another power play.
Another fucking power play. Their fifth fucking straight power play of the game. Their fifth straight, man.
I know Montreal is going to be livid about the refereeing in this game. Livid.
Oh, dude, I've got the post game stuff on right now, but I can't hear it because we're doing the podcast. But I can see some of the Montreal guys like just a lot of head shaking. So yeah, I get it.
But if you don't have the puck, it's hard to go on the power play, and the Leafs were dominating the game. But you're at 8 minutes of power play time.
Shea Weber takes a power play in the third period. Okay, do you want or takes a penalty? Sorry, do you want to set it up here? See what happens?
Yeah, like the power, how they scored the goal.
Mustache rings.
Yeah, mustache. The exact same. I think the exact same spot on the exact same post as game one.
Yeah, he's hit a couple posts there. So far,
he is. When those start going in, look out. Yeah. When there's a mustache just roaming around the goal like that, and he's getting so close, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time. You're never safe. You can't be safe.
No.
That was a definitive no. Hell fucking no.
If Carey Price thinks he's not going to bury one of those, you are sadly mistaken, Mr. Price.
No. He knows it's coming. What
often happens when a mustache misses? The beautiful man behind him picks up the trash and throws it.
That's right.
Willie Nylander.
Yeah, man.
Who I think has been playing. He may have fucked up on the first goal.
Yeah, but that was like I don't fault him on that,
everybody.
really.
It was everybody kind of got.
Yeah.
he has had an amazing playoff so far.
You could say you could say discombobulated on the first goal.
Oh, can you give me the definition of discombobulated?
No, zero chance. I think it means things didn't go quite how you planned them to go. Something like that. Are you looking it up?
I'm going to look it up right now, but that's pretty good. So why don't you tell us about the Nylander goal while I look up discombobulated?
So anyway, Mustache rips it off the post on what is it? What's the definition? What is it?
This is honestly it's a fun, fancy word for confuse.
Okay, well,
if something has put you in a state where you don't know up from down, or you can't spell your own name, you may be discombobulated.
Okay, so that's basically what happened on the first Habs goal early in the first period. Discombobulated. That's what I would say. Anyway.
Okay. So it's a fun and fancy word that you just learned.
Yeah. No, I knew the word. I just didn't really know the meaning. I thought it was.
Can you spell it?
Can you spell it? Chad, come on. Are you kidding me?
Not a chance.
No fucking way, man.
So Willie rips in the rebound off the post.
For his second of the playoffs.
And not just beautiful shot.
Great shot.
So, love Willie.
Yeah, well, Mustache rips it off the post. The puck goes to Willie, and he rips it past Price for his second of the playoffs. The Leafs lead 4-1. 2 power play goals tonight. They're 2 for 5 on the power play. That is a start of...
Oh, man, a start? That's like the best they've been since... March,
right? So if you
maybe since February,
yes. If you take the first 2 power plays out of the equation, and I believe Cuthbert said this tonight, you take the first. I don't think he said it like this, but if you take the first 2 power plays out of the equation tonight, where they didn't score, they scored on the third one and they scored on their 5th one. So now they're 2 for 3 on the power play.
Okay, but you can't
positive podcast,
right? But you can't just pick and choose how you.
Well, hell, man, they're 2 for 3 right now. They're 2 for their last 3. Let's look at it like that.
Right.
Positive podcast, bud. Come on, 5-1 fucking win. Positive pod.
All right, I'll go with it tonight. But normally I would be like, if you went over 2 on those first 2, those count. You're 2 for 5. Yeah,
of course. They're 2 for 5, but they are also 2 for their last 3. They're also 2 for their last 3. So.
All right. Well, okay, we'll go with it. They're 2 for the last 3. But the power play scored tonight. If this power play is finally waking up, if it's finally getting going, look out, man. Look out. Montreal looked lost tonight. And you know what? I don't have any sympathy for them or anything like that. After the whole Bears thing and game 1, I felt like the series started tonight. I felt like game 1 was a wash after everything that happened. The series started tonight, and the Leafs fucking dominated them.
I agree. And, yeah, I don't disagree with that in any way.
And now we go back to back.
Yeah, I just think, like you said, game 1 was such an odd thing. Like, everyone was so ready for it, and it was such an exciting thing. And then the Tavares thing happened. But it was just such an odd way to start a series, like so crazy. We've watched a lot of Leafs hockey in our life. I've never seen a series start like that. I don't think I've ever seen a series end like that. It was just such an odd thing to occur in such a big moment. It just was a crazy thing to happen in the first period of the first game of such an important series. So yeah, I think you can look at game 1 as a wash, and tonight they responded well. But, to be fair, the Montreal Canadiens were killing penalties for a lot of it's hard to get. Okay, if that was reversed tonight, sure, let's be honest here.
It's hard. I know what you're going to say.
It's hard to get it going. It's nearly impossible.
It's hard to get into a groove when you're
nearly impossible. Nearly impossible.
You know what? It's also hard to get into a groove when your captain is almost killed on the ice.
And that's what happened in game 1.
Yeah. So
you're right.
I have no sympathy for Montreal. If they're going to complain about the refereeing, okay, great. But like I said, when the puck dropped in the second period, that was a different Leaf team. Montreal couldn't get a hold of the puck. You're going to take penalties. They were slow. They were a step behind. They couldn't keep up with the Leafs, and they took 5 penalties.
I totally agree with that.
Would Montreal rather lose this game because of refereeing or penalties, or would they rather one of their best players be taken out for the whole playoffs?
Well, yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Cry me a river. Cry me a river.
Yeah, no. I 100% agree with that. So just to put
but I know Habs fans are going to say that. They're going to blame the refereeing on this, but whatever.
Guess what? Habs fans were saying after game 1, oh, fucking the big bad Leafs. We're going to beat them fucking 4 straight. Like 4 straight. The Habs fans changed their fucking tune after game 1 real quick. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Oh, I know.
We'll see.
I know. I ran into a Habs fan this week. He had a big Habs.
Same old Leafs. That was the narrative after game 1, right?
He had a giant. Okay, so this guy has like a giant Habs flag hanging out of his car. Like it's fucking huge.
What a loser.
So I just said to him, he's like, how you doing today? I'm like, well, I'm doing good, but that flag sucks shit. And then he starts ribbing me as we go back and forth. And this is what he said. He's like, you know what? I told all my friends that the Leafs weren't ready for the hard, heavy hockey Montreal was going to play. And you know how many text messages I got after the game? Zero. You guys weren't ready. And I was like, dude, it was one game. It was one game and our captain almost died. So call me in a couple days when your team is on life support.
Yeah. We'll see. So just to wrap up the game, and then we'll get to a couple other things. So the Habs pull the goalie with 7 minutes left. 7 minutes left. He pulls Carey Price 4-1 lead at this time, right?
Trying to beat Sheldon Keefe's record.
Oh, dude, like 7 minutes left. This is a crazy amount of time, but they're down 4-1. So what does it matter? A ton of icings. Like this goes on and on. Like it just prolonged. Like the excitement is gone at this point. Everyone knows the game is fucking over. Finally, Chad's favorite Toronto Maple Leaf, Alex Kerfoot, puts it in the empty net for his first playoff game or goal in like 20 games or whatever. Yeah, he's got Kerfoot on if you're not watching on YouTube right now, or even if you are watching on YouTube, I think Chad pulled a fake Kerfoot there. I know it's not really your favorite Toronto Maple Leaf.
I got this. I have a retro jersey on. Given to me by my cousin-in-law. Is that a thing?
I have a modern, by the way.
You have a modern.
A modern.
My wife's cousin, so I guess my cousin-in-law, Becca. I don't even know where she worked for, like the CFL or something. Anyway, she got a free Leaf jersey and she's like, it doesn't fit. Do you want it? Ooh. And she sent it to me.
I just want to do a quick timeout here.
Oh, what happened?
As I'm watching this, a very quick timeout. Did you see any of the floor? I'm just watching this live. I was not seeing this earlier. Watch any of the Tampa Bay Lightning Florida Panthers game tonight?
I just caught a few of the highlights. What happened?
Did you see Kucherov blow his knee out?
Yes, and nobody touched him. He just was skating and he just dropped.
See, here's the thing with like you never
what
know
happened. Does it say?
I don't know. Here's the thing with you never know what's going to happen. Like I know we're down to Tavares and whatever, and people are like, oh, even if the Leafs win the North, like if they go up against Colorado or Tampa or whatever, Boston, they're going to get smoked. I don't believe that because you never know what's going to happen as these games go along. You don't know what's going to fucking happen, right? So. Anyway, I just thought that was very like I'm not hoping on injuries for anybody, but guess what? Would I rather play Tampa?
You don't know if it's going to happen,
dude. If it is Tampa in the third round and the Leafs get there and they don't have Kucherov, well, I like the Leafs' chances a lot better in that series without Kucherov. So who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen?
Just to touch on that series a little bit, how fucking crazy, like what? How many times is Joel Quenneville gonna go back and forth with his goalies?
Oh, every game now.
Like he's
every
just
game,
like
every night.
He cannot find a goalie to make a save, and he's only got 2 to choose from. He's like, you're starting, you're pulled, you're going in, you're pulled, you're going in, you're starting, you're pulled.
Bobrovsky.
He's tugging on his goalies like he tugs on his nuts.
That's right. That is 100% right. 100% right, man.
That's a crazy series, but Tampa.
I love that guy.
Tampa's definitely going to win.
Yeah, it looks that way now. They're up 3-1 after tonight, I think.
You picked Florida.
Yeah. Maybe an impossible. Kucherov is out now. Who knows? Maybe.
Hey, who picked Minnesota? This guy.
Well, are they not down 2-1 in the series, or did they win tonight?
They're 2-2.
Okay. Anyway.
I don't know if they won tonight, but.
Okay, so
So Kerfoot gets the empty netter. Leafs win 5-1. Series tied 1-1. Going into Montreal for a back-to-back. Is it Monday, Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday?
It's Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, is it Monday, Tuesday?
Which will be 3 games in 4 nights in this series. So,
and just so you know, Minnesota lost 4-0. So who picked Minnesota? This guy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. So it's 3-1 Vegas, I think now.
Yeah. So I'm a loser.
Whatever. We'll reevaluate our first round picks after the first round is over, and we'll see where we're at. But like I picked the Panthers, so we'll see what's up. But anyway, at the end,
I just hate fucking Vegas. But anyway.
So, like I'm not a fan of Vegas either. But like you said, like Leafs win 5-1. Best of 7 series is tied 1-1. Games 3 and 4 go Monday and Tuesday night in Montreal.
Huge games.
Huge. Simmons at the end of the game absolutely loved it. He is just he's all over the place. After there was
he got thrown out. He got a misconduct. He got thrown out.
But as he was on his way out, he did a little point to the Habs bench, like, "Watch out, watch out! I'm coming for. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you."
This all started with the cross check into the boards on Pierre Engvall.
Right.
And did you not kind of feel like, okay, the Perry hit on Tavares was an accident, but Montreal's been taking some cheap shots like that, and I think Simmons is kind of fed up, and they have the draw in Montreal's zone. He like fucking golf clubs Edmondson, and then he just goes out, he just skates after him. Then he sucker punches him in the face, and then he's skating off the ice, and he looks at the Montreal bench, and they're like, more where that came from.
Yeah, exactly. I love that personally.
We haven't had that. We have not had that in the playoffs.
And here's where I would go with that. This Leafs team won't let the Habs push them around. Like this Leafs team pushes back, or they'll initiate the pushing.
What is between those two guys?
Well, I just don't even think it's that. I just think it's Simmons being like, you know what, like fuck them all, really. Like whoever's there at the moment, it just happened to be him tonight. But if it's somebody here's
Simmons
what I want
wasn't really there in game 1, but man, he woke up in game 2, and he is.
Like
even Thornton got the face off with like 19 seconds left. The puck drops. Thornton doesn't even go for the face off. He just whacks the guy in the shins.
I don't know, Chad, if we talked about this when we were doing the pregame here today, like basically the game 1 recap. I can't remember if we talked about this or not, but did we talk about Sherratt, like the knee?
We did, yeah. We talked about the knee on knee.
I can't remember exactly what we said about that, but I'm just going to circle back for a second.
Do you think the Leafs are starting to clue in now that
no,
that was a cheap hit?
Well, no, I think because Sherratt, I didn't see anybody really target Sherratt tonight, but here's what I will say.
Simmons was on him.
Okay. Actually not hard enough.
Simmons was on anything with a fucking white sweater was getting pinned.
Here's where I'm going to go with this. Like the initial knee on knee hit from Sherratt, that basically that should have been a penalty. In my opinion, that caused the whole thing. I don't know how the Sherratt knee on knee is not. And now that we learned that like Tavares suffered a knee injury along with the concussion, that was basically a similar knee injury to what Hyman had that kept him out. Like how I don't understand how the knee on knee thing wasn't a penalty or like Edler does. Okay, what I don't know. It's whatever. But look, Simmons, in my opinion, Sherratt is a fucking piece of shit. I don't like Sherratt. He kind of runs at dudes all the time, and the way he goes into like positioning when he's gonna hit somebody or going to somebody, like he's kind of a dirty player.
Did you hear Christopher Stieg talk about that on Sportsnet?
No, I didn't. About Sherratt?
He couldn't believe that people weren't talking about
the knee on knee or Sherratt in general.
He's like the whole Tavares thing started with Sherratt basically like playing a dirty game.
It gets overlooked because of what happened after, right?
Exactly, but he's like, Tavares wouldn't have been in that position because Tavares saw at the last second that this guy was trying to clip his knee. He jumps to get out of the way. He ends up falling. He ends up getting hit in the head. He's like, if that's a shoulder to shoulder, Tavares stays on his skates. He's like, he couldn't believe that people weren't talking about Sherratt as much as they were. And he said, guys like that have ended so many careers, have clipped so many knees, the way they play, and they play just a little dirty. And you should listen to it. You can find a podcast. He was on Sportsnet. It was awesome. He broke it down, and he's absolutely right. When you watch, and he even said, he's like, I watched the replay 10 times before I came on this interview just to make sure I don't make an ass of myself. And if you watch the replay, Sherratt's heading, he's looking to clip Tavares, not in a good way.
Yeah, no, I agree that. And like, I don't like
Tavares jumped to get out of the way.
I'm done with watching the replay. Like, I don't like watching it, but the initial part of it though. Yes, I agree. The knee on knee, like, and that's the thing, like taking out of the equation what happened after the knee on knee, John would have been out for 2 weeks regardless because of the knee injury. Yeah. So you throw the concussion in on top of that, and it's just like a fucking nightmare. But
the Leafs are reporting that like he's recovering, and doctors are saying he could play in the second round.
Sure, it's possible. Who knows, man? Like,
it's possible.
Like,
so
everybody just
keep winning, and Tavares could come back. And could you imagine the emotion from Leafs fans?
Okay, let me
him back on the ice. I would be in tears, dude, man. I'd be in tears.
If they go past the Habs and they're playing like the Jets, it looks like, or maybe Edmonton comes back, we'll see what happens. But like, if he comes back, the motivation for the team, it would be, man, like this.
As a fan, how emotional would you get to see him back on the ice?
Incredible. After that, like, yeah, it would be incredible.
So but keep winning and it could happen.
That's just it. And just to sum up the Sherratt thing, like, I hope Simmons tunes this fucker up sometime in this series. Like, maybe wait for it, go out, win game 3, whatever,
maybe wait for it.
Wait for it.
Like, wait till it's like 3-1 in the series. Yeah, and you pick your 6-0 lead, and then just
pick your spot. You don't have to do it off the opening draw in game 3. But I hope Sherratt
when Sherratt's got his head down, lay him with how about just lay him with a clean hit that lays him on his ass?
No, I don't even want to see that. I want to see
a fight.
I want to see Wayne Simmons take him and be like, "Guess what, bud? Think you're that? All right, watch this."
I don't know what happened tonight, but they woke up Wayne Simmons. Like, I don't know what.
Which is
maybe
great.
It was the whole Tavares thing, but man, Wayne Simmons tonight, he was, every time he skated by the bench, he had a few words with them. Corey Perry. He looks livid every time Wayne Simmons and Joe Thornton for some reason.
Perry was invisible tonight. Other than the Spezza hit there, like I didn't notice Corey Perry at all one time.
Just chirping. He's just chirping all the time.
Whatever.
But Wayne Simmons is awake. He's ready. And it's fucking, I can't wait. I can't wait till Monday night.
Me too. So, couple quick things to end it here. Tonight, in the face-off circle, Austin Matthews, 16-4. Nick Foligno, 12-2 on the face-offs. Like, come on, man. Foligno steps in to take Tavares' spot on the second line with Galchenyuk and Nylander. And I just want to say a quick couple things about Nick Foligno. Man, we kind of talked about it in the pregame when we were doing the game 1, like recap and all that. Nick Foligno, to me, I mean, like, he wasn't great, but he like penalty killing role and like now second line center role. Like, they're not going to, this will be the lineup for game 3. There won't be any changes, I don't think. Do you? They'll go no. This is what they're going to roll with for game 3. But I'm just so impressed with 12-2 on the draws, man. Foligno, like, stepping into center ice. It's just, to me, it's such a huge, huge thing that they have Foligno, because if they didn't, who's playing there? Like we talked about earlier, could have been Thornton, Engvall, Kerfoot. Like, thank God they know, like, knowing now what happened to Tavares, that they made that trade for Nick Foligno, right?
Absolutely. That's why you make the trade.
Like, huge.
That is why you make these trades. Now, to put it in perspective, I believe Montreal was 24th or 25th in the league in faceoffs. They're not deep at center, but still, fair. Great job by the Leafs.
Okay, so I just wanted to say that, like, great on draws. So we've been down on Maholter lately for the whole power play thing, but Maholter also spends a lot of time in practice working on the faceoffs with these guys. So little love back to Manny Maholter, because we've been down on the whole power play thing a lot lately. So Manny Maholter, I don't know. Like, I mean, you got to win the draws, but I know how much time they spend on it in practice and whatever. So let me just say a couple quick things here. I personally, they won 5-1. It was great. I thought Matthews played really well. I didn't think Marner personally played that great. I'm not going to critique a 5-1 win that much, but I will say this. I still think there's another level here for Marner and Matthews. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I still feel like that line hasn't done the damage it can do. And there's going to be a game in this series where that line wins you the game.
Chad, I want to see them take it over and be like, we're not losing this. It's my time. It's both of those guys. It's my time. It's our time.
Maybe it'll be Monday night.
But do you know what? Consistently, like not just one game. I want to see them be like, I want to see Matthews and Mitch be like,
absolutely.
We're taking this over. We're taking this over.
We're not two of the best players in the league. This is why we get paid the money we do. Game on.
What did you think of Mitch? What did you think of Mitch?
I thought Mitch it was the same as game one. He was on the ice a lot, but I didn't feel like, I don't know. He's
not a difference maker. Not a difference maker.
We've seen Mitch be incredible, but these 2 games in the playoffs, not so much. It's coming though. Don't count Mitchie out.
That's what she said. It is coming, but
it's coming.
I hope no, and I'm not counting him out. I'm just saying these two guys
could have been better,
especially with Tavares out. These 2 guys specifically need to they have another level to give, and they need to fucking go there right fucking now, starting Monday night. Like, it's your time, boys. Let's fucking do this.
Series is tied 1-1. This is the time.
So I'll run down a couple quick things here, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
The tragically hip being intertwined throughout the entire game, I thought was fucking awesome, man. I know they found some
Saskadelphia.
Yeah, man. That's a 6-song EP they put out, some lost tracks from like the Road Apples days, apparently. But I just thought whenever the hip is intertwined in Hockey Night in Canada, I fucking love it, man. Like every time they went to break, every time they came back, right from the opening montage, like they had the 2
it fits so well with Hockey Night in Canada.
They have
a little hip plan.
They had Langlois and Robbie Baker, Paul Langlois and Robbie Baker on off the top of the show. McLean was talking to them about it, and Langlois a diehard Habs fan and Baker's a Leafs fan, and they were giving their predictions and shit. Just nice to see the hip incorporated, and I was loving the in and out all the time hip, like loving that, man. Loving that. Jack Campbell, solid again, gets his first career playoff win. How great was Jack Campbell? He's given up now 3 goals in the series. I don't know how many of those goals were his fault, really. I think he has been good, really, really good.
Yeah, he's been above average. And in game 1, Carey Price was extraordinary. He made some incredible saves. Tonight, I thought Carey Price was average. He was good.
Yep.
But he wasn't great. And if the Leafs are getting to Carey Price and Campbell can continue at the level he's at, they will win this series. That's all you're asking from Campbell. Just be that. Make the saves when you have to. No soft goals. Make Montreal work for the goals. We got you. We got your back. We'll get the W. We'll get the other goals at the other end. But it was tough in game 1. It was such a fucking weird game, but
yeah.
I thought Carey Price was unbelievable in game 1. Tonight,
I thought Campbell was good in game 1 too.
Yeah, but I think
Campbell's not the reason why they lost game 1.
No, but Price outplayed Campbell. He was better than Campbell in game 1.
Sure, barely.
Tonight, I thought Campbell was better than Price.
Yep.
Like I know
I agree.
Price made some great saves and the Leafs had so many power plays, but it's tough to sit down there and not get a shot for 10 minutes and then be sharp. And he did that. He was awesome.
No doubt. The second period, when it was just power play after power play after power play after power play, Campbell's not getting, he's just watching. He's watching the game.
At one point, the shots were 11-11. And then after the second period, it was like 27-15. Like Toronto had almost 20 shots and Montreal had 4.
I will say this about Jack Campbell. His groin is looking good. That we know for sure.
Absolutely.
But not to
Dale just got his PhD from McMaster's on groin.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I've been studying nothing but groins. For
years,
man.
Like and I'm pretty sure one of your professors said, like, this is the first time anyone has ever in the history of McMaster University specialized in nothing but groins.
Well, he not only that, he made me really take a really hard look at his groin. Almost after every class. It was like he wanted to make sure I knew exactly what was going on.
Pants on or pants off?
Chad.
You can't get a good look at a groin with pants on. I get it. You
can't examine a groin with the pants on, man. Pants off.
So your professor took off his pants and said, look at my groin. And you said, absolutely.
He said, if you want to be the most knowledgeable person around that is not even a fucking doctor, but if you just want to know about groins, he said, what, after class, my groin,
so you don't
pants down.
You don't have your PhD yet in groins?
No.
But you're getting there.
I've got something in groins, but it's not a PhD.
All right. But, you're getting there, though.
We know groins on this show.
Oh, my God. We know groins.
But anyway.
And you know why we know groins?
Yeah, we just explained it.
Because we keep our groins nice and trimmed using the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer.
Shout out
now
Manscaped.
Available.
We'll get to that.
In USA and Canada, and use the promo code TIPPIN to get 20% off and free shipping.
Nice. I like to see that. Anyway, shout out to Jackie boy, our boy Wayne Campbell. Party on. Excellent. And I do not see a scenario where if he keeps playing like this, Fred's not getting the net. It's just not happening. It's not happening.
No, he's not.
It's just not happening. And we might be witnessing right now the end. Like if the Leafs go on to win this series, like I predict they will, and you think they will as well. Like it's. Oh, you don't think so?
Oh no, I'm gonna be.
The Leafs are gonna win this series, man.
All right, they're gonna. I hope so. They haven't won a series.
We called it from the start. Just because they lost game one, what are you gonna backtrack? And now, like what? Like they're a better team. They're a better. Chad, they are a clearly better team than the Montreal Canadiens.
I think they're gonna win, but I'm gonna take it day by day. I'm gonna take it day by day.
Okay. So anyway, if they beat the Habs and they go on to beat the Jets or the Oilers if they come back, and it's Campbell all the way in net, that spells the end of that Freddie Anderson in Toronto, does it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 100%.
If they get out of one round, that's something Freddie Anderson hasn't been able to do in his whole time in Toronto.
Right. And it's not like super fair to Fred because, like maybe Fred could be in there and win it too, but it is what it is.
He's not in there.
Guess what? Jack's making less than $2 million next year. He's probably going to be the starter, and they're going to spend that $5 million elsewhere, like on re-signing Hyman and see what else they can do to bolster the team in other spots.
If Jack Campbell becomes the starter for the Toronto Maple Leafs and Freddie Anderson,
well, he is right now.
I know, but if like going forward, if next season and everything, man, what a trade! What a trade! Like you got
killer.
Like you made the trade for just a backup and sort of a grit grinder. And
who did he send to LA in that deal? Trevor Moore and one of the Marlies guys.
Yeah, it was a Marley guy, and
it was a big prospect though. I can't remember his fucking name. He was one of the top guys. I can't remember his name.
Was it the defenseman?
No, it was a forward, I believe.
Was it Sean?
Or no, was it Trevor Moore in that trade? I might be thinking of the wrong trade. No, because Trevor Moore's in LA. It was I can't remember when they won the Calder Cup. Janssen was on the first. Andreas Janssen and this guy was on the top line. It starts with a G. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Either way, if you get a starting goalie out of that trade, that's a win.
Oh, hell. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. You made the trade for just a backup.
100%.
And Kyle Clifford came with him, and that was sort of like to add a little bit of grit to the lineup.
Yeah, and then he left for more money. That fucking
if Campbell
bitch.
takes you past the first round, that you've won that trade.
Okay, so to move on quick, like we love you, Jack. We love you, Jackie, on the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast. We are a huge fan of Jack Campbell. You're our boy. Let's run with it, Jack.
Yeah,
keep it going.
See you at Zanzibar after this round.
Big time. Tarps off, like full
Tarps
fucking
off.
Tarps off, pants down, 7-Eleven doorway, big time.
We'll see you up the stairs in that little back room where Dale will be examining ladies' groins for free.
Ladies' groins, and then I'm also going to take a really strong look at Jack's groin. I just want to make sure. I'm just going to want to make sure it's okay and healthy. So
yeah,
I'm sure it's healthy.
I don't blame you.
Just quick side note here, quickly. Have you seen Jack Campbell's girlfriend?
Oh my God. I can't put this in the podcast. You can't keep bringing up people's wives and girlfriends.
Dude, we were all about, like, it's part of our kind of whole deal here, right? Like when Kathy was around and we were talking about his
that's different because she put herself out there.
Oh, well,
you can't talk about private people.
Well, I don't know if you've seen some of their, like, they've got some TikToks going, like Jack and his girlfriend. I don't know if you've seen it.
Is she good looking?
Have you ever seen a hockey player not date a hot, like, blonde or a good looking girl? Like, it's like literally impossible. Okay. Next podcast, stay tuned for information on Jack Campbell's incredible hot girlfriend, where he spends most of his groin time. Moving on.
Oh my God.
Yeah, hot blonde. That's what I know about her. I've seen her TikTok. They've got he
used to date a brunette.
Oh, he moved on. He upgraded. He definitely upgraded. Jackie's doing well for himself. That is for sure. Okay, so
Jack Campbell.
Are we moving on from this, or are we staying on this?
Well, I'm going to cut this out, but yeah, we're moving on.
Shouldn't cut it out, but anyway, you do what you want. Do what you want. You're the edit master when it comes to it, so do what you need to do.
Get it down.
I'm recording it too, so I can put it in elsewhere. I might not. No, I won't.
Anyway, what's your last thing?
Okay.
Last thing on the dock.
Couple quick things here before we go to Monday and Tuesday night, the back-to-back. Just quick bullet points here. Sandin on the power play. Point shot. Now that when's the last time you saw a defenseman bury the puck on the power play?
No, he's staying there.
That's where I was going. Like, Sandin now, like, does Thornton
did you think they were going to take him off?
No, but like my whole point is that, like, now that they've got a guy who's like, maybe we got to watch him because he can actually shoot it. Sandin right now is the least top fucking, like,
I will say this. There are a lot of coaches outside of Keefe who, after game one, after a couple mistakes that Sandy made, including
would have yanked
him out of the lineup, or they would have taken him off the power play.
Yep.
Good on Keefe.
Yep.
He saw that this guy has talent. He's young. He's going to make mistakes. Let's go back with him.
Yep.
Basically broke open the game tonight.
Totally agree. And I'll just
someone like the Cock probably would have. Well, Sandin would have never been there in the first place.
Oh my God, he would have.
After that shorthanded goal, he would have been out of the lineup.
Yeah, I think you're right. Definitely 100% right. And I just one more thing on Sandin. Like, how many times have you seen number 5 or 6 defenseman in the lineup be the number 1 defenseman on your power play unit? That's an odd commodity, is it not?
Well, it's only because he's young. If Sandin was a grizzled vet, he'd probably be in your top 4 for sure. Like, honestly, he's better than Justin Hall.
Well, yeah.
So he basically can be in your top 4, but Hall and Muzzin have this great chemistry, so Hall's there.
You're right.
But really, if you're going by talent alone, Hall would be down with Bogosian. Because I love Justin Hall, but Sandin's ceiling is so much higher than Justin Hall.
Oh my God.
So much higher.
Huge.
But anyway.
He was great. I thought Spezza had a good game. I thought Spezza was great. Very involved and engaged the entire night. I thought Engvall played well for getting back in. And, obviously. We'll see. No doubt. We'll see what happens.
Weren't you watching the game with her tonight?
Oh, no. No.
You didn't call her?
No, unfortunately not. I was too busy in the groin department this evening. But look, man, and we'll see what happens with Riley Nash.
That's a groin you should check out.
Yeah, I would like to, but and I hope to in the near future. Will Nash get back in in the playoffs. I believe Nash will get another. I think Nash will get another shot, but they've got to go with this lineup going forward.
Leafs seem to be clicking. Game 3, Monday night. Game 4, Tuesday night. And after Game 4 on Tuesday night, that's when you'll hear from me and Dale again. Because doing a pod after Game 3 and after Game 4, that takes a lot out of us. We just can't handle it. We got a lot of groins to look at. We got a lot of shit to do. So we'll be back after Game 4. And it's kind of looking like when the Leafs win this series, it could be episode 100. I'm just saying. And until Monday night, Game 3, series tied 1-1, we will be watching. We'll be checking out everyone's groins. Everything's going. Dale, give us a Go Leafs Go.
We will catch you after Game 4. Go Leafs go. Go take both games in Montreal, fellas.
You can give us a bigger Go Leafs Go than that.
Oh, it wasn't done yet, Chad.
Oh, sorry.
Go take both games in Montreal, boys. Games 3 and 4. Take both games. We will see you after Game 4. Go Leafs go, and we will catch you later.
Oh, that was
dirty.
That was fucking dirty.
Hey everyone, Dale here from the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. As well, take a look at some of our other videos. If you want to listen to the audio version of our podcast, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other podcast platforms. Visit tipinsportsmedia.com to find out more, and you can find a link in the description below.